Oh, let's see if we can get a zoom in. Will it zoom? Will you zoom? No. Okay, it's not going to zoom. That's fine. All right. So, hi everybody. I'm back. This may not be the highest energy broadcast in the world because I'm still a little tired from Transworld. It was I got back 4 or 5 days ago, and I'm still a little beat up, but the drive is kick butter. So, hello, Ron Sheps, Paul Bennett, Chase Perry, Hugo Cordier-Lette, Stanley S., Charles Mulvihill, Lisa Arendt, Rylan Chow, John Sheffield, Al Matra Art. Boo, boo, boo. It's just me right now. The wife is working in the other building. Pops on the tube, Scuba Steve. You're like a minute late. Wife, Cat Swift, Scott Colhart, Lindy Beto, Mrs. CB, Larry Hughes, Christine Salvati, Resurrected Costumes, and Ezekiel Bradshaw, Poison Sumac, Barbara Saletti, Mario, Jordan Bunce, Grey House Haunts, Louis McLam, and Perez Productions. Ooh, Von Dyen and Ross Reichert is sliding in at the very last notification. I'm just kidding. Hello, Realms. All right, now I can get up and let's get to work. So there's some weird stuff that has happened. Okay. While I was in St. Louis, I purchased a clown. I did. Let's go to tripod. Not just any clown, a full body, little person, dummy with a clown head. And I'm going to make this into a red cap for the Monster Museum. Those yellow papers are all orders. Those are orders that I have to fill. So let's take off this loincloth. This little person works the heck out. That's for sure. So yeah, very buff. And you can see here, let's just do this. That this is what his head looks like now. I assure you, it's not going to stay looking like that. Hi, everybody. Hello, all who are on. And we're going to turn this little guy into a red cap. So, yeah. I definitely wanted a little bit more dynamic pose than he had. So I think that's good as far as his hands go. Everybody, and I'm gonna try something real quick because the comments are wrong. And let's see if I can change this real quick. TV picture settings. Okay, so maybe now. Stretch. I want stretch. Great. Oh, we did it. We took the bars off of the comments. That was tougher than I thought. Laura, I did. I bought a little person clown body to turn into a red cap for the Monster Museum. Border folklore being the border between England and Scotland. So they're normally found along the Scottish border. They're basically like a super high powered goblin, and they wear red caps because they have to keep their cap wet in the blood of their victims. As soon as their hat dries out, they die. So they have to kind of kill a lot of folks. But luckily also, there's pretty high humidity over there, so it's not like it's going to dry out in like a day. Here I am like sympathizing with murdering fairies. That's who I am as a person. That's right, they are cheaters. They're cheating twice. Okay, so now I have tripod and phone cam. Phone cam! Maybe I should do this with phone cam. Because now the stream took me so long to set up today because the shop was clean, but we did not really clean the desk that has all this stuff. And a lot of it was just not set up, reset up. Yes, the red caps are very intense. I bought him naked, and if there's one thing that I have learned about this particular little person, it's that he really worked out. Like he's pretty perky back there. Maybe he walks stilts. I don't know. All right, let's get this fixed up. We're going to grab our contact cement and a brush. I'm so glad to be back with you guys and be live and be talking to friends. It's so nice. We got back from the show and we all fell over privately in our own homes. The same day that we get in, I always have to unload the trailer. Unload the trailer normally alone and then return it. So I don't get a ton of sleep on Monday. Phone cam. That's right. There are a lot of Scottish lore. Well, you know what? I missed y'all too. Truly, it was. I do like being live with you guys. I'm gonna go take his head off for now because while my contact cement is on his shoulders drying, I think I'm gonna save Transworld stories for Monday when everybody is here because just me telling you stories is, that's okay, but I think it's better when there's more energy and more people, and I think that would be a better story situation. But you know what? I did have a great time. It was great to see. I saw a lot of creepers. I met a lot of creepers for the first time. One of the things I don't like about Transworld, it's just how busy I am. There's a lot to do at Transworld. I'm on the board for the HAA, the Haunted Attraction Association, and they put on several different events at Transworld. I didn't get to go to any of them because I was so busy. So I'm a bad board member. Okay. Let's get glue all over this because when I put his arms up in a dynamic pose, I have gap. Okay. So, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember the vendor that I got this from. What I can do is I can look at the map and find out who I got this from, and then I'll post it in the Creepers, okay? That's what I'll do. If Stacy is feeling industrious, she could go to the Transworld website, look at the exhibitor map, and hopefully she knows where I got this from. It's the booth, like, straight down the aisle from where I was sitting. The one with the sex dolls, I'll say that. They also had those oddly in their booth. I don't understand, but I guess they're lifelike figures. You know what? I think joining the HAA is awesome for a couple reasons. The first one, it's a good community of other haunters. I think that the more people who join, the more power the association has. So, like, I've been a member since it's gone through so many iterations, but since it first formed, I've been a member. Um, and you know, each iteration kind of starts and stops, and we're a real hard business in order to get all of us under one page and whatnot. So, hooray! We already have a message for review. I got a zombie mermaid from my friend Michael Burnett. I also got a sea monster head from him, both from my monster museum. There's a couple things that I got. I got some puppet sound minion sound systems from VFX Creates. So those guys are great. Yeah, it was but I don't really get to see the show floor very much because I'm in my booth. Our booth was busy the whole show, which is great. I was very happy about well, people showed up and wanted to buy things from us, and that's always nice to see. Oh, it was probably Pat Nopolowski. Yes, is who you were speaking to at the show. VFX, yes, VFX creates very cool stuff. And the association has as its goal a lot of what I have as my goal. You know, one of the hills that I'm going to die on is that haunted attractions are a professional business and a legitimate way to make a living. That's a hill I'm going to die on. You know, um, that's something that I tout quite a bit. It's legitimate. You know, there's some folks out here who do this for a living. I like that VFX creates continually innovate. You know, they're making new things all the time. And they do stuff that I do. Like, how simple is that bungee, the head on a bungee cord? You know, it's simple enough you could make one on your own, or you know, theirs look really nice and they work well, and they figured out some of the science. So, but yeah, I forget what I was going to say. It's going to be one of those days. I have two pieces of blue paper towel. Yeah, the show is at the same location every year, Andrew. It's always in St. Louis. You know, it doesn't really move around. It might at some point, but it doesn't really move around very much. It's not their intent to move around. There could be a venue issue one day where they have to move for a little while or something like that. But I actually, as a vendor, and I go there every year. I like it 'cause now I know where to go eat. I know, you know, I know my hotel. I know where to park the van with the trailer and all that. So there's a lot of practical reasons why I kind of like it where it is. It's not that far of a drive. It could certainly be further away. That's right, Laura. If Laura's still there, you don't show up, and then I go and buy a clown little person body form. And my original intent was to do this with a mannequin, um, you know, I've had this on the books for a while. So I was going to do a goblin. Rue convinced me to do a red cap, which is a better idea. So the general plan is I'm going to lengthen the fingers. I'm going to put, I have to fill in this gap here between the shoulder and the body because I moved the arms into a different pose. Um, and then I have his head is going to get the mask put on it. So there you go. Haunt creation. There you go. That's where I got this body from. It was kind of weird because like just his face is airbrushed. It's I will say a little bit of their booth was kind of awkward, but I do hope they had a good show. Already been back at work. I did a live feed from work the other day. That was lovely. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Ah, yeah, this little clown works out, doesn't he? He's a tight little package there. Now I'm 99% sure that this is a sculpt as opposed to a body cast of any kind, or else I would probably cover it up a little more. Very Ken bumpy in the front. Yes, there is a bit of little person badonkadonk happening. Yes, that's true. Hey, big dog. Anybody who I saw at the show, it was great to see you guys at the show. It's great to see y'all anywhere, really. And the next show that I'll be at is Midwest Haunters Convention, just about a month away in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We will be, and I'm going to do. It's not announced yet, but I'm going to do a make and take there of the glass eyes, you know, the cabochon eyes. I think I'm going to do a make and take so that people can come and, you know, get their eyes, make a pair of eyes. I think that'll be a good time. And then, yeah, I got a couple classes I'm doing. Yes, it was awesome meeting Creeper. Laura, this actually wasn't that guy. It was a different guy. It was a different. I'm telling you, while you were gone from the show, Little People body forms exploded, and like 3 or 4 booths have them now. Um, I sculpted something that looked like a Skeksis, but it wasn't a Skeksis. It was just a scarecrow type monster that will be sculpted, and you will see it again. The werewolf mask looks great on you. I have to grab some beverage. Wait. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. There we go. Ozbot picked me back up. That's always good to see. Okay. Well, the Coke Zero is at the house, so I'm having to make do with just Diet Coke. Ken, there's still hope for you. Maybe you could make it to MHC. Maybe you could make it to Midwest Haunters Convention, June 25th, 26th, and 27th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Hello, Carol Morgan. Names and faces help. It actually really helped me out. Some of y'all look nothing like what I thought you looked like. Because I have this image in my head after doing this for such a long time. It is a co-tragedy. It'll only last as long, though, as I am over here at the shop. Maybe my wife is watching this, and she will bring me a couple of Coke Zeros. But now I've already got Coke, Diet Coke in my cup. Not worth it. Oh, okay. So here we are. I'm going to look in my eyeball drawer real quick to see if I have eyes. What did I get in St. Louis? A brand new back brace. We had an emergency where Stacy's husband Tony had to run to Home Depot, and we had to pick up some back braces. I'm wearing a shiny new one, fresh out the package. I think the red cap is going to have these eyes. These eyes. The wife is a keeper for sure. That's not even questionable. Can you get a fist bump? It's a little forward of you to just ask for one, but of course. Boom. An air-powered screamer. I don't even know what an air-powered screamer is. Yeah, I didn't know how much we were doing MHC, like how much I was going to do, but now we're going to have a booth. We're going to have all the things there, so yes. I also got this head here from Evil Jays. Go back to Pip. This head from Evil Jays. That will be an undine, but I'm not going to work on it until much later. I have missed being live, in all honesty. If it makes anyone uncomfortable to watch me cutting out an eyeball, I'm going to make sure I'm really close to the camera. Because why waste someone's discomfort? Ryland? Yes. I did say that we are flying to MHC. and Shannon and I are flying to MHC. That means that the van will be driven by someone else. That's what that means. I didn't see Phil. I'm definitely destroying this cloud. It might have been like a modified train horn on that air screamer thing. Or it could have been a death whistle or two hooked up to an air source. Boy, this paint is not a flexible paint. So if you look, it's just flaking off. It can't handle the flex from me cutting it. That's right, Team Chopkins. Fiberglass molds are fine. It's harder. Well, you would only stick to this paint. So once this paint flaked off, it would probably pull the other paint off with it. So you do have to you want a nice clean surface. It'd be like I'm painting dirt on the surface of something as opposed to painting the thing. Okay. Yes, I'm putting a mask on top of it, but the eyes will show through because that mask's eyes are actually cut out. There we go. And that is pretty much where I want those now. So deep and creepy. Uh, I don't know exactly what product lines we'll have at MHC. MHC, I anticipate being more of a DIY crowd than at Transworld, because Transworld's more of a pro hunter crowd where they buy more stuff. So it's not a bad idea to bring that. I'm going to make Rue sad. He bothered to strap this. I'm going to unstrap it. Big dog, think of your liver. like tonight, like I need some music. Like today has been a gloomy day all day. It has not been a sunny, bright day. So I never really woke up fully. I worked, I had a bunch of meetings. Hard day to get the energy. Hello, June Ritchie. Ryland, you are correct. You are correct. My gel coat is normally just resin. That's all I do for my gel coat. And then I don't do any putty. I just do some thickened. I wait for the resin to get thick, and that's how I do any undercuts. And then I use matting, fiber mat. I don't know, I make about 4 or 5 fiberglass molds a year, probably. But mostly now I go with epoxy over fiberglass. If you know something real big, then fiberglass is just a lot cheaper. This foam has one heck of a skin on it. So the name of the mask that I'm working with is actually the mask that I'm working with is my goblin mask, my elf mask. I don't know if I've ever had a 4-year-old ask me a question on here before. Hey, John C. Good to see you on, buddy. So it depends on how I cast it. The way that I cast it for this time was I did not do a dwell. I did a brush up where I brushed up I brushed latex into the mold, and then I put burlap into another layer of latex. I did 3 layers, 2 layers of burlap, 1 layer of latex, just painted in. And then I did a very thin layer of foam, like an AB soft foam. I'm going to get some hardcore scissors because this is a very tough skin foam. That's the EVL. That's the EVL. You can use both fiberglass for molds, yes. Yes, Pache H619 is a good one. I don't know if this has a urethane skin or if it is just the foam that is pretty tough. I feel like it's a urethane skin because it's thicker in the face, like the nose is almost solid, and that happens when you are doing a slush-in urethane skin. Rylan, I just told you I don't use epoxy. You can, but I normally don't. But they probably use something like Freeform Air or Freeform Habitat, one of those. So now I'm going to cut out his mouth so I can put some teeth in here. I want that to be a little scurrier. I definitely have some teeth. Still close by. I've not abandoned you. You are not abandoned. You're a little bit abandoned. Well, you're not all the way abandoned. Okay. So what I have here is I have a set of Pennywise fangs that I really like, but I'm going to trim them out. I'm making a red cap. So this way they'll still have like kind of like buck teeth, but they won't be as noticeable as buck teeth. They won't be rabbit teeth because they won't be broad and flat. I'm cutting them so that they're pointed. I'm trying not to cut my hand off. Normally I just use epoxy. I use West Marine Fast 205. Epoxy is what I normally use. I don't use fiberglass. Fiberglass resin is polyester resin. I do on occasion use vinyl ester resin, all from American Coatings. But of course, the West Marine Fast 205 epoxy is from West Marine. Well, what is a red cap? A red cap is a type of goblin that has a red cap is a type of goblin, and it's stronger and faster, and it normally carries a big Lochaber axe or a bill hook as a weapon, and it kills people along the border between Scotland and England. And they're a type of monster, so there's not just one, but there's several of them. And then they to keep their hats red, they dip their hat in the blood of the people they killed. If their hat dries all the way out, they die. Eyes without a face. 105 is the regular set, which you might want. 205, Fast 205, is the faster picking version. Doing a live with Carl Cooper wouldn't make any sense. It just wouldn't make a lot of sense, you know, because he's just doing Carl thing. Do love a good pocket cheeseburger. Pocket cheeseburgers are a lesson I might take into my everyday life. I think they're just a good idea. All right, my hot glue gun is heating up. I have got the 10 contact cement, probably dry. One of the magical properties of these blue shop towels is how well they blend in and they don't make a ridge. There you go, Scott Colhart. That's the one. Monster Morg, I'm very sorry to hear that, sir. You have my extreme condolences. What doing? Currently, I am um, filling in the armpits of this little clown in order to make him something else. That's what you do. Fill in the armpits. There we go. Now he looks more whole. This will be good. I'm putting a second layer on of the contact cement. This will help thicken up everybody. I forgot earlier to put the contact cement on the face. I put it on the mask. I didn't put it on the face. My bad, yo. My bad. You don't let something like that slow you down. You just keep working on other stuff. Well, they might attack Templars. That's possible. I don't think they hold any love for Templars. And the contact cement that I'm putting on now will just give this a nice skin, and that will allow me to paint this the same way. If they're both the same surface, then they're going to take paint the same. Whereas if I was painting the towel and then foam without a coating of any kind on it, that'd be let's start feet go. The body is from one of the booths at Transworld Halloween show. You never know what you're going to come home with at Transworld. You never know. Well, this is one of the good heat guns. I can tell because it rattles. That's a good one. You know what? I'm going to grab another thing. Sweet. An endless supply of 1 gallon buckets. I use a lot of 1 gallon buckets. So that'd be great. The arms are wired on, but so they're a little bit posable. But when you move the arms, there's big gaps that show up. So I'm just filling that in. Hello, Hauntings by Design. I will say we had a creeper meetup at Transworld, and that was wonderful. Yeah, Rylan, I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not a fiberglass guy. I'm a latex and plaster guy. Now I do both, but I don't mix with any weird formulations of fiberglass. I'm like a straight up normal boring fiberglass. Not the weird experimental stuff you use in college. Like, if only there was something to hold this head. Well, there is. It's his body. His body could hold his head while I do this. And I do want to take off these teeth because I have teeth I'm going to put on there. Hey, it's a wife.
Hello.
What you doing? What doing, wife?
I'll be right back. Here's some soda.
Oh, look, sodas. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
I already have Diet Coke, but I will put those in the fridge for next time.
Be right back.
Okay. Well, I mean, you've obviously done some research. Again, like making plaster molds, listen to one person because they have a system that works for them. And if you ask me about what kind of gel coat I use and you use the epoxy that someone else recommends, you're mixing metaphors there and there could be a problem. So don't do that. Talk to one person and find out what they use. If I'm that person, let me know because I haven't given you near enough information. But you already had a lot of information, which is why I did not feel the need to do so. Information. Information. That was, what TV show was that from, guys? Guys gets chased down by a balloon. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Oh, I wish he was getting pizza. That'd be so cool. Congrats on 1,000 subs. That's not easy. It is from The Prisoner. You're correct. Where he's chased by the big rubber ball. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess the info was vague. Oh, you were only looking at the promo video. Like when you watch the real video, it's not vague. It's very detailed. So, like, spend the 20, 30 bucks and watch the real video. Now, I want to get these teeth on before Shannon comes back. She might ask me where they came from. I will not tell her they came from the food building. If I had to, I would. But I'd rather her just assume I had them laying around. There. There. She'll probably know. It depends on what you're using. If spray paint will work as a release, I don't like spray paint as a release for spray paint. It all depends on what you're doing. I like the shim technique for my mold walls. I I use a lot of Johnson's paste wax as a true release. You can also use a physical barrier like aluminum foil or saran wrap. That's also a possibility. Okay, so now I have like teeth on there, but I don't have a jaw really. Now it's time for jaw. Yeah, so between the fiberglass and the clay, you don't need anything. But I like Johnson's paste wax for between fiberglass and fiberglass. Johnson's paste wax. I put that crap on everything. Yeah, he's starting to look pretty nice. Yeah, this is a darn good glue gun. Jake Farmer from Effects to Go. He's my booth neighbor, and I work with him at Dark Hour. He got one of these, and he said it was his best purchase because it just makes such a difference. You know, it makes a big difference to have the right kind of glue gun in. Okay. You know what? The kits that he was selling, you can't get a better deal than that. So Corey Kruger. Yeah, stick with one. Don't doesn't have to be me, but do stick with one person's techniques. He just got faster because I put his ears back. Okay. We'll do this again. Roger. By doing a folded edge right there, I kind of get the corner of the mouth that I need. Very cool, Realms. Very cool. All right. So this head, because I moved the teeth so far out, I completely lost his chin. You know, we sell still pants. Still pants are 150 Realms. I'm going to give him a bit of a chin by adding a little tape ball here. And now the next thing that I put on, that'll kind of be a skeleton under there. There'll be a structure.
Hello.
Hey, White. Are you going to comment for me?
Hi.
That's so nice.
This is more than I can manage.
I thought you were going to abandon me.
I'm not there. It's part of the process. Did you tell everybody about the tumbler that you were giving as well?
I did not. I'm going to go over stuff. I thought when we had more people here, it'd be a better time to talk about Transworld in detail. Hearing one person talk about it, you know. I'll say something, that'll remind Rue, that'll remind Stacy, and then better conversation and energy.
Oh, he's looking good.
Yeah, he'll be pretty fast.
Okay, I'm not sure where you stopped.
Um,
I'm just gonna jump on and.
Realms, the last thing, and do you sell stilt pants? I answered him there 150.
I'm not sure what the boy's got over there.
He has a lid to a spray paint. They like those because they can destroy
The white cream pizza. I didn't. I brought him soda.
She has forsaken.
Big Dan Tattooer. Hey, Dan. You were on Distortion's Transworld video a bunch of times.
Was I? Those are such nice
Those
people.
are awesome people. Big Dog says Transworld was great. Can't wait to go back next year and get more stuff I don't need.
Was that your first Transworld, Big Dog? Was that your first one?
I don't think so. I think we've been before.
It's hard for me to remember. I'm bad at that.
Hello. Hello.
So me, I'm on
Hi,
here.
us. Big Dog said yes. Hey, Ron. Hey, Realms. Hey, Ken. Christine Salvati, my friend and I ended up being the first image on the Distortions Transworld video. I was shocked when everyone sent it to me.
I saw that. I did see that. See, one of the things that I do is I go back and I watch those videos because I don't get to see the show floor. So I have to go back and I watch the videos, the people's walkthrough videos, in order for to see what was there.
For doing it, I get to see the show part of the show floor that allows you to run to the bathroom and run back.
That's right. In between
That's
the
it.
bathroom.
Run. It's just dash like
Better run, wife. We got people waiting.
Hey, Doyle. Hey, Kitty. Hi, buddy. Hey. Let's see. John C. says it was a video of you sculpting.
Yeah.
Ken Zarish says Distortions Unlimited got you on there, Alan. Body Geek says I should do a storybook reading series. My voice is relaxing. Oh,
Her
thank you.
voice is wonderful.
Thank you, Body Geek. I never thought of that. Big Dan says that Exorcist bedroom set and that giant shark was awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, June. Cobweb says I will be at Transworld next year. Someone said they saw me there, but it was not me. Cobwebs, that would be awesome. You are one of the people that I think that if I met you, I would kind of assume I had already met you before because we talked to you so much. Truth is, I've never met you in person, and that happened with a lot of people that I met from here.
Well, and one of the funny things is that I don't know what all of you guys look like, but you all know what I look like. So people come up and talk to me like casual conversation,
Yeah.
as if we talk all the time.
Have that name tag on,
We
guys.
do talk all the time, but I don't know who you are. So
Excited when we get to meet you guys. That was
give me a little hooty hoo, you know?
hands down probably one of the biggest highlights of the entire trip for me.
What's that?
Just getting to meet so many of the people on here that we've been talking to now for over a year. And then, we get to meet them. And it's just like, I feel like I know you, I do. I've never met you. And that's like, it's great for me. But I love it. It's one of my highlights.
I just heat gunned a mosquito on my leg to death.
You're awesome.
Did that hurt my leg? Yes. Hashtag worth it.
Barbara Saletti says, that's the downside of being a vendor, hard to see stuff.
You are not wrong.
Cat Sue says, Blake Phillips did 4 days of great walkthrough before it opened videos. Really covered a lot of ground.
I don't know where he gets the time.
I don't know.
He had work to do in his booth that he was neglecting.
No. How big was his booth?
He took 2 booths.
Okay. Big Dog says, I got to meet Ed, got a picture with him, his book, and a couple of his pieces. Resurrected Costume says that giant shark screamed all weekend long.
Dude, you were not right across from the clown horn booth that we were across from.
The Exorcist booth.
Yeah, the Exorcist bed. They also
the Exorcist bed. It was that born.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah, she
So
did.
what a great actress. She did a really good job.
Stacy said it was so great. Apparently, I'm taller than folks think. Christine Salvati loved the shark. Christine Salvati also says, I want an underwater undead pirate theme now, so we can get that shark.
Well, funny you should say that. We're gonna,
she brought that up.
yeah, we're going to do a bunch of nautical stuff next year, which honestly, I was excited about doing nautical stuff because we were going to do it for Dark Hour. And then just the way that it panned out with the pandemic, I didn't get to do it. But I still have all these ideas and I made a bunch of stuff. So what I'm thinking is that next year I'm going to do a theme section like I've been wanting to do. And I will do nautical.
Christine says I give the best hugs.
I can confirm.
Big Dog says don't leave your phone laying around when Alan's near.
That's right.
Mr. Jimmy says I need to come by and get some of those phone beers, but got too busy on Sunday to run over. Resurrected Costume says that bed sold a lot of my nightgowns. Realm says I was trying to stop the city.
That's awesome. I love that. When vendors can work together like that, that's a really cool thing.
Ken Zarish says, Alan, were you able to sell a lot of your masks?
Yes, we sold well. We did not sell a lot of masks per se. We sold a lot of things, some of which were masks. All right. So now this guy's pretty much gapped and seamed and ready to go.
Laura says, my thighs and abs are not like that. I'm just saying.
You're not giving yourself enough credit, Laura. Not giving yourself enough credit.
Hey, Laura, we saw you in English wrestling. You killed it.
That's right.
Bugging says, I bought Alan's last war pig on Sunday. There wasn't a lot left to choose from. You did get the last award payment.
Yes.
Body Geeks, I got your email. We'll make sure that we respond when we're done with the live feed.
What are we talking about?
Body Geeks is ready for a field trip.
Oh, awesome. We've been working on his logo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That'll be fun. It'll be like kind of what was that?
I don't know, something outside.
Keeping up with his progress on his land clearing.
Just getting one more sheet ready to go.
Perez Productions says, I grabbed 4 masks. They are awesome.
Perez Productions. I remember meeting you. It was very nice to meet you. Hey, White.
Yeah.
You think you could do a little story time?
Yes. Do you want, I don't have the doc. Do you,
It's story time!
nothing off, any Transworld stories off limits?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Did you hit story time?
I did.
Guys, this is Doyle. If you can see Doyle, he is here helping me. You see the magnificent tabby? Doyle is a tabby tuxedo cat. You know, he's got some white and some tabby that was rescued on Christmas Eve by friends of ours who run a comic book store. And because there was going to be a freeze, they brought him in as a kitten. And they were trying to find a home for him, and we were down to 1 dog and 1 cat. That's just not enough. So we definitely had to get another kitty. He was about 3 months old, and he's just awesome. So this is Doyle. He is we call him the Indiana Jones of cats. That's not what I was going to say. Someone, and I don't know who it is, it doesn't matter because it's pretty awesome. Someone made Alan, what I'm calling a clandestine tumbler. It is specifically made to hide a monster energy. The dimensions, the height, the width, everything is meant to fit that can. And he made this person gifted him with this for the sole reason so Alan could put a monster energy drink in this tumbler and hide it from the wife.
Hooray, surreptitious consciousness.
I saw that over there on his table, like, well, who gave you that? Oh, I don't know, of course you don't. But that was.
I'm not a rat.
No, you're not gonna rat him out. So that was one of the gifts that Alan was given, which I can't be angry at that because that's funny. So literally, when someone gifts him with something that helps him to have a clandestine energy drink, when I would rather he didn't drink so many of those. That's funny. So I love to see Doyle. Here is the man. This is the man. This is a good kitty. And Jonesy's here. Jonesy's outside playing, catching bugs, and all the dogs are here. But this is our buddy here. So that's it. And story time. All right. Okay.
I'll turn the camera.
Okay. Body Geek says the logo is looking sharp. Alan has been such a great consultant. Highly recommend him if you need help. Christine says, if we do a nautical theme, that also gives me an excuse to buy your shark masks, which are some of my favorites that you've done. I love my skater too. I'm very excited to work on it.
So, I'll tell you what, guys. I came to a realization on the drive home. The drive home, all we do is we talk about the show. And about the next show, we plan, we make sure that, you know, what went right, what went wrong. We do a lot of that on the drive back. So, I made a realization about Transworld. And my realization is that I don't ever bring my best work to Transworld. I don't. I bring stuff that I think haunted houses need because that's who I am as a person. You know what I mean? I want the haunted houses that are there to have things that they need. But what that means in part is that I'm not bringing the stuff that I love making. I'm not necessarily bringing my best work. Even I'm bringing the work that they need. You know, so that's going to have to change a little bit. And I've been working to do Transworld a certain way for a long time, and I've never done it that way. And I think it's time for me to do Transworld the way that I want to do it.
Kat wants to know how pissed off were the fur babies that you were gone for so long.
No, they're just happy to see us. We also have the best house sitter in creation. Alex, she works in costuming at Dark Hour. And very talented, super positive, bright, as in personality. I'm not saying she's not bright as in smart. I'm just saying that her bright personality is certainly dominant. What's that?
She's a vibrant person.
She's bright and vibrant. But she loves animals and she loves to house sit for us. So we get a lot of videos of her playing with the dogs while we're gone. And our animals being happy is pretty important to us.
Is there a fabric that monster mud does not work on?
Yes, it doesn't do well with nylon or very tightly woven fabrics. Tightly woven fabrics that, because the monster mud has to permeate and get into the fabric.
Big Dan says, the Exorcist bedroom set would be great to have if you got tired on the company of the one night stand. One push of a button and they'll run out of your house screaming.
There was a bed at Terror on Church Street. We had an exorcist room at Terror on Church Street. And it was just push of a button. It was like almost like a joystick. And yeah, you could get on that sucker. And if you didn't know when it was going to do what, it was like riding a bull.
Hello, Edson. Hello, Diane.
Hey, Edson.
Says, did you see that Texas and OK is going to get a third footer rain over the next 7 days? Yes, we did.
A third footer?
We're going to have a lot of rain. Is what Body Geeks is saying. The answer is yes, Body Geeks.
Yeah.
I actually have some family coming in to stay with us for a bit, and they're just going to get rain, and there's nothing I can do about it. Realm says, how much do you charge for a logo?
Oh, Realms, I help with logos. I'm not a graphic designer. There are other people out there who are better than me. What I am decent at is helping to guide a graphic designer in the right direction. If you're interested in someone to get a logo, I can steer you in the direction of some folks who are wonderful. I would not recommend myself.
Lisa says, is the population of attendees shifting to more amateur haunters?
Yes. There's only, if you want it to grow, there's only so many pro haunts out there. So I think it has to go a little bit towards home haunters and such. But that's also perfectly fine. That's not a problem, I don't think. I think you're going to see a little bit of a shift in products, and I think I'm already seeing it. But that's not negative per se. It just means there's different things there. Like, and there's some things that you won't see at like MHC. The big vendors like Borgalore and Scare Factory, they don't normally go to MHC because home haunters are less inclined to spend $3,000 on a prop. Ghost Ride goes, and I love Ghost Ride, okay? If you can support Ghost Ride, do it, because they come to MHC and they do what I do. They bring a whole bin of like factory seconds. The foam didn't come out right on this one. This one's missing a finger, and they're super discounts and they're amazing. Ghost Ride. I'm wearing their shirt today. Yeah, hooray.
Body Geek says, Realms Allen is advising me as I work with the marketing company. Cobweb says Midnight Studios FX was on fire with all of them full suit costumes. Yeah, they have a lot. They bring a lot of fun stuff.
They do.
And it's a beautiful pool. Custom Corpses, hello. Transworld is awesome, Custom Corpses. We are still recovering.
We are still recovering.
We're still,
That's absolutely true.
we are still recovering. Every morning, Alan and I, when we wake up like better today, a little bit good. Me too, because we are literally, we're still recovering from, what was it's just a amazing experience. But man,
It's a butt kicking
kick your
experience.
butt. Depending on what you do there, it kicked our butt. Edson's having a craving for potatoes. Ken Zarish says hello to Ken. Move this over here to Custom Corpses. Stacey said, we had an exorcist bed in my first haunt. It was just a hinge in the bed base, and a guy laid under it, kicking it up. Christine Salvati says,
Talk about being a third wheel.
I heard from my dog sitter that my big boy was master trash chipper while we were gone. He has learned to unlock this lockable trash can.
Nice. That's skills.
Andrew Zach. Other than Monster Blood, what could I use an old, damaged silk wedding dress to stiffen and weatherproof?
Blue cap wood glue. Red cap bad, blue cap good. Because the blue cap is waterproof. That's what that's when you buy the gallons of wood glue, go 50-50 with water to thin it down. And then that's what I dip a lot of fabrics in order to make them just nice and stiff. Big
Dan Tattooer says, what glue are you using to do you use the same for leather work? I'm getting tired of barge.
Wood contact cement. It's a lot. A lot of folks are switching to this for a lot of things. I just like the weldwood, Even Evil Ted, who does a lot, he was a big proponent of barge. He has switched to weldwood.
Realm says, Alan, would Dark Hours sell one of the big heads that was in the live yesterday?
Sure. A pull of that, I think, is $500. That is a latex skin. That's a blank of that big head. It is an enormous job just to get one of those out of the mold.
Ken Zarish says, Ghost Ride. Thank you, Scott. He put in the Ghost Ride website. Let's see. Cat Swift. Oh, okay, we're talking to each other. Hey, Gregory Haynes.
Gregory Haynes. We do.
Thomas K. I'll be starting a mask and prop business in the near future. Would starting an LLC be the best option? I'm trying to make stuff and be legit at the same time.
I would go with an S corp, but an LLC would work just as well.
Big Dog says it's like Christmas at my house. Stuff keeps coming in almost every day this week. Getting stuff from Transworld.
Awesome.
Lisa says, I love the D8, the Dark Hour Cave. That was an awesome effect.
Hey, thanks.
Realm says, okay, thanks, and I have a question. Does a fiberglass mold get a lot of detail?
Yes. Yes, it does. It will also keep its detail through more pulls than like the plaster mold will. Because plastic erodes less than, fabric than plaster does.
You have 74 people watching.
74.
So you're taking this guy tomorrow?
That's my hope.
Okay, by the way, the dogs brought in one of those fingers.
Great. That means I'm at least one short.
Yeah, it's missing the nail.
Let's see.
The tip has been chewed off.
Well,
Graffy UK. Yes, Graffy, we had a great time at Transworld. We did not see hardly any of the show floor.
we did.
I understand it was awesome.
I hear it's lovely.
We never saw it. The people were wonderful. It was great to see so many people turn out. If there was a stinker on that show floor, they did not come to our booth. Every single person that we talked to was a real pleasure, and that we did business with was a real pleasure. So don't have. If anybody has that kind of complaint, it wasn't us. We had a great experience.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Stacy said, "What would you use to tint white silicone caulk?"
Oil paints. Oil paints. Final answer.
Realm says, "Is there anything special you have to do to a fiberglass mold?"
Yes, you have to mix in the proper amount of catalyst. Too much, it could catch fire, produce toxic gas, and literally kill you. Too little, and it just stays a gummy mess.
Kim would like to know if they're going to have finger extensions on all the fingers.
Yes, that's what I'm doing right now, is I am setting this guy up with longer fingers. I wanted this to be a little more menacing, and the shorter fingers are not as menacing.
Custom Corpses says, "Hey Al, I'm having problems with the TC266 foam. Second attempt on filling the mask. Same results from the foam is shrinking and pulling the mask in on itself. Can you help?"
How humid is it when you're doing this? Because that foam is greatly affected by humidity. So my guess is it's too humid, and it is not working right. Humidity is really bad for foam, and it's been rainy in a lot of the country the past week. So having it nice and dry, I don't like having humidity anything over 20% when I'm trying to do foam work. I want to hold your hand.
Well, Mimi says, "I now understand why people don't particularly like working with fiberglass."
Yeah, it's the death and the itching. Those are two reasons. I hot kicked fiberglass. Now it wasn't polyester resin, which is fiberglass. It was vinyl ester resin. But I hot kicked it. I put in too much MEKP, and I ended up the whole thing just started fuming and putting off this yellow smoke. It was really cool.
What's he gonna wear? This is just me asking you.
I'm gonna make him like a little vest and some pants,
Time is 9:30.
and of course, a red cap.
Graffy UK says, "Fiberglass will bite you."
Yeah. Fiberglass is also pretty stabby.
I changed out all the filters on the air filters today while the electrician was here,
Mm-hmm.
and I could not believe how dark they were.
Yeah.
But they're all fresh and clean now.
Correct.
Is the T266 flexible foam ridge enough to make animatronics?
No. That is a very soft, very flexible foam. It is not an animatronic foam at all. I would go with a flex foam at 5. It's a little more stable, or any of the 5 or 10-pound foams. Sorry, I'm off cam. Am I off camera?
No.
Sorry, I'm off camera.
Christine Salvati says, "Fiberglass resin also smells very strong. The fiberglass mat is extremely messy." Put plastic down on your work surface and floor. It's best to do outside of camp.
Alexa, add high strength 90 contact cement to my shopping list.
High strength 90 contact cement added.
That's going to give a little texture to the skin. Yep, I'm missing one finger. Thanks, Doge.
Stacy says good night. See you at fair tomorrow.
Good night, Stacy. That means he loses a finger.
It's called foam F5 version.
Okay, so the F stands for flexible. And at that point, you're not talking about rigidity so much as durometer. Because if you want rigid, then you're talking about getting a R. Like F5 would be R5. But F5 is pretty durable, so you're okay. Now, F10 is more durable.
Dorothy K says, I've been working on a dragon egg out of fiberglass. We put the baby dragon to sit in it. I got it finished, and it's got to get finished by the end of the month.
Awesome.
What kind of foam does Doyle use?
It's a trade secret. I don't know. I don't want to know. I want to find the right foam for me and for my stuff. Now, I choose to share. Like, I share a lot of information. But if Doyle doesn't choose to share, that's their prerogative. They did all the work to do all the testing and to figure it out. They don't have to share it.
The Dorothy costume says, are you using that for texture?
Yes. Yes, it's a little texture coat before I spray paint this guy.
Custom Corpses says, hey Alan, I'm thinking of filling my master mask with a rigid post hole foam. How much of it do I use for this? And is it a 50-50 mix?
Depends on the size of the mask. But normally I can foam fill 2 heads out of 1 kit.
How much do I use?
Half of the kit. If you need more, break into more of the kit.
Katsu says, Carol Horton, is there a reason why you don't do animatronics?
I just don't need to do animatronics. There's a lot of other folks out there who do animatronics pretty well. They also do them pretty inexpensively. So I'm not a welder per se, so there would be more work on my part to learn that. Now, I don't mind learning stuff. I would like to learn how to weld one day. But right now, that's not in my wheelhouse. I'm a little better at the art of it than I am at the, I like the mechanics. I've designed plenty. I just don't do the building of it.
Christine Salvati is headed to bed. She got her second shot today. She's had 102 fever all day.
Awesome. That means it's working.
Hope you feel better, Christine. Our experience was it was over pretty fast. I'm glad you got that shot. Good night, Barbara Soleil. Ryland Chow says, build a video of Dark Hours animatronics for YouTube Wednesday. You would build it.
Look at, well, I don't think I have an animatronic to build. If I had an animatronic to build, I would.
Custom Corpses says, you think humidity will affect the post-hole foam?
Oh, absolutely it will. Humidity affects every kind of foam.
Christina McDaniel. Hi, Christina.
Hello!
It was awesome meeting you. at Transworld. She would like to know, is the Texas Farmers Convention anything like Transworld?
In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. It's not as big. This is only going to be its third year that they've had it. So it hasn't grown for 20-some years like TW has. I believe they're trying to do good things. And I think that show is growing.
Also, Transworld is a trade show, not a convention.
Yeah, and every other show is very much a trade show, a convention. Transworld is a trade show. Transworld is for the business of haunting. If you make money on Halloween, you should be at Transworld. If you love Halloween, you should be at one of the other shows.
What fair are you going to tomorrow?
Scarborough Fair Renaissance Festival, where my Monster Museum is.
It's been great meeting you, Christina. Looking forward to meeting you and Annabelle. Christina is coming to Monster Camp 8 in July.
Yeah.
Will you be attending Monster Palooza?
I do not think so. No, not at this time. Right now, that's a hardcore time for work because of what I do for a living. So, no. I hope to get there one day, but I'm not there yet.
I think that's this weekend. No.
I don't want to know when it is because then I would miss it. I'll see it on Instagram. I have a ton of friends who are going to be there.
Aaron Levin says, speaking of YouTube Wednesday, why no video this week? Recovering from Transworld?
Well, yeah, I was at Transworld, just recovery. Yes, that's why no video this week. I went over a year without missing a single one, and frankly, I deserved the day off, so I took it. I was pretty whooped.
Riley Chow says, if you do, can you announce it on Instagram and Facebook? I'm from California. I'd love to meet you.
I'll get out to one of those shows again here soon.
We've done some
It turns out that PowerCon is happening in Pasadena this year, but it's I'm not going to go this year. I'm not ready. So what I'll do is I'll try to go to PowerCon, which is a Masters of the Universe convention. I'll try to go to that next year, 2022.
Scott Colvine says, Monster Day is a go for August 21st. 12 to 6, downtown Greeley.
Yes.
Well,
Isn't that exciting?
amazing hours.
Oh, yeah.
Can you believe it?
And Ed was like, yeah, let's make sure we go to dinner afterwards this time. Like, well, I assumed you were busy. He's like, nah. The guy's a goddess.
We sure had to change our way of thinking.
Yeah, we went there in full hustle mode, and that's not it. Like, it's not meant for that.
It's a street festival for families and strolling, and we just.
I'm using the texture of the spray to cover my skin, you know. All this bubbling is going to hide any lines that would show up.
Everyone said, good for you, glad you took a break. We don't want you to stuff. Yeah, so Alan, it was remarkable that you still gave us a couple of little videos and got us the dark hour tool on Friday. Really appreciate it.
Man, I tried. I think I only took 2 pictures of Transworld. I took the ones of my sculpture because that was right in front of me, but I didn't take pics of anything else. Yeah, I'm a terrible person.
Buddy says, Walmart is selling a Masters of the Universe DVD set of all the episodes.
Wow, that's cool. I gotta get that.
Wilson Purpose says, I did see the pictures you posted at Transworld. Amazing setup. I was really surprised on how much product you guys do. Hope you did great. You deserve it for sure.
I was a little surprised at how much product we took.
I was bored. I had no idea we thought that. Yeah.
We had 6 booths, and I needed more room. Okay, so the kind of foam that he's made out of, this is flexible foam, so I can spray paint it. The bulk of his body is getting spray painted. Yeah, he lost that in the fight when we captured him for the museum.
Got it. Okay.
Oh,
Good
tragic.
night, Ralph.
Now, what color am I going to paint?
Paint the body?
I'm going to paint him the color that I have enough of.
I'll agree.
I don't have enough.
Well, I give it.
He's turning out to be lovely. I really like him. It reminds me of like a ghoulie.
Jim 81 says green. Green. Dustin Corpse says, what's the name of that foam you used on that creature?
Well, because this is probably like an F3. It's a pretty soft foam, so this is like an F3 probably. I did not build most of him. I'm just fixing him. I'm going to beat the clown off of him.
Mimi says, gonna go mow the lawn. We just did that too.
Did mow the lawn today. Now, what you'll see me avoiding the mask with the spray paint. The spray paint will eat the mask, so I'm not using it on that.
That's a good choice. Use green and then have a red cap with blood, it would scream distance.
Well, he's fleshy with green. He's got green and flesh on him. I will do more misting of green here in a bit.
That used to be an elf. I guess the map.
Yes, the mask is my regular elf mask.
Does it have wire arms for posing?
It does. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 9:42 p.m.
Good night, big dog.
Good night, big dog. I'll probably go till 10:30 tonight.
It was great to see you last week, you and Mrs.
Yeah.
Kathy. It was great seeing you guys. Good night, Ken Duration.
I think this is going to be a fun addition.
You know where you're going to go?
Yep. I already have a red cap section.
Yes, you do.
I just don't have a red cap figure.
74 kilos.
Hi, everybody. I am painting up a red cap.
Shadow Jim says, Alan, what is with the 2 cameras?
Well, I like to talk to you guys sometimes. This way you can see my face and you can see what I'm working on. Now, normally, I would do something like this.
Cousin Corpses says, I bet you guys slept in a few days after getting back. If only.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
No.
I had to return the trailer the same day we got back. So,
We got home at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then you had to return the trailer by 3:30 in the afternoon.
right.
So we got about 5 hours sleep back up to get all the outs in the trailer. We were both back to work on Tuesday.
Yeah.
We were efficient, we just weren't pretty.
Right. Which is how I normally operate.
Good night, June Ritchie.
Good night, Jim Ritchie.
Did you fly back or drive?
Drove. We normally drive.
We drove 2. It took how many hours?
It takes 14 hours in the van and trailer. If we were just doing it in a car, it'd take about 10. But with the van and trailer, it changes a lot of things.
And it was raining the entire time that we, almost most of the time that we. And then we broke down the booth, packed it up, and turned right around and headed up.
Yep. We leave same day the show ends. Show floor closes at 2. Close up the booth. We're out of there by 5. And on the road.
Cannot fly into a booth like
It's
that.
harder to fly into a booth. It's also more expensive. You got to ship your stuff both ways. You know.
So the answer is we drove through the night. That's where a lot of the conversation about the review of the show and new ideas for what we do next year we do to keep ourselves awake. Because it's worth it to get home and get in your own bed. Get away from hotel coffee.
Wife no like hotel call.
Plus, of course, it says that's a drive. It's not, hey, it's not as big as the one we used to make to MHC to visit Columbus.
Yeah, that was about 24 hours.
Yeah, 24 straight hours to Columbus from Texas, pulling a trailer. That was tougher than Transworld. Ryland Shaw says the huge clay sculpt, for example, global war, animatronics, distortions, giant monsters, etc. What armature would you use? I don't want it to be solid clay because that wastes a ton.
No, I'm not going to talk to you about that. I'll talk to you about the big stuff that I do. We use a steel frame. We make a frame core, frame skeleton. Watch Making Monsters. Making Monsters has all this stuff on it, TV show. If that's still out there to watch, Travel Channel. You can watch it online. But you make a steel frame for it, and then basically you sculpt over top of that frame, and that way it all fits inside the right way and all that.
John Regal says he loved to see in Columbus. It took him an hour to get there.
Yeah.
Nice. Cousin Corpse says it's about how far it is from South Jersey, and about the halfway point to Texas. Hey, Rodney Pope.
Yeah, South Jersey is also far.
Good to hear from you, Rodney. Rodney Pope and his daughter Alexis are going to come to our full head mask awesome camp. They did the half mask last September,
Okay.
and they are coming to a full head mask to up their skills. So it's going to be awesome.
Awesome.
We saw a lot of Monster Camp students.
Yes, lots of them at Transworld.
A few of the very first Monster Camp students. That was really cool. If you're coming to MHC, stop by and say hi, but Alan will also be teaching and we're just gonna walk the floor. We're gonna get to see it.
Yeah, I'll be at the booth some, but MHC is also a smaller floor, so it's easier to find me.
Yeah.
If you need me.
Come see us.
Or maybe you just want me. Alexa, turn on my air compressor. I am mixing up right now some ink in order to airbrush this guy. Just in a very dark, I put black and brown in there, but I'm pretty sure the black is going to beat up the brown.
Sean Reynolds says, I was going to get AC this year, but they moved it to my grandson's birthday weekend. So we'll do a Monster Camp instead. That's awesome. That works.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Body D says, Monster Camp 7 against the bond patches. Yeah, I've got to get those going, guys. Such a great idea.
Bond patches?
Like James Bond.
Oh.
Monster Camp 7 was the camp that never happened again. It was October, late October Monster Camp. I don't know that we'll ever see that again. So it's kind of special. It's going to be cool, Rodney. Ryland Chow says, when my latex dries, it turns pink. Is there a problem or is that normal?
It's tanning. It's exposed to UV light, and it's getting a tan. That's all.
Picture.
What's that?
Try my here.
Let's put it over here.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting set up so I can work. I think once I'm here, it'll be okay. Someone asked what's with the two cameras. This is pretty much it. Now you can see me working and I can talk to you.
Rodney says he wants to buy an I Survived Monster Camp t-shirt.
Well, he should be able to, honey. Let me speak with my president of swag.
Hey, our swag blues.
A lot of people bought t-shirts.
Make posable props like the foam body you have in front of you, or Frank, what metal did you foam in?
Well, I put in like ceiling hanger wire to get the hand and wrist flexible. Probably 2 or 3 layers of that. But, I mean, rebar, that has a degree of flexibility. That's what a lot of folks use is rebar.
Quarter-thick rebar or half-inch rebar?
I would probably go half-inch. That way it's bendable, but it's not going to collapse on you. And you need to suspend that inside of the mold, and then you foam. That way it's in the middle. And now the part that you've all been waiting for. Have to airbrush his little butt cheeks. I bet it was cold. I saw that. Why? You gotta do it again. Story time.
Yeah.
Story time.
Okay. A situation to go. Garage chef. Okay, Resurrected, gonna have to ask you a little bit more. What did I use to take special orders at the show? You mean, how did I write them down? How did I get details in? Let me know a little bit more about what you meant. Rodney, he is actually working. That is a red cab that he's going to take to Scarborough Renaissance Festival tomorrow for a static prop exhibit in the Monster Museum. So that's what he's doing. So, hey, Harvey. Hi, Camacho, also coming to Monster Camp. I'm super excited to meet you, sir, and get you here and see what you make. It's going to be awesome. Just another Transworld story of which, Lord, there's so many. Driving down, for whatever reason, a part of the highway that we take from Texas to Oklahoma was shut down. We don't know why, it didn't tell us. But GPS routed us differently twice, which also made our trip longer. Then it started raining, and it just rained, stormed, and the wind blew in that trailer. It's one of the reasons why it took so long. So we finally pulled into St. Louis. I got to the room to set up and Alan to park the van and the trailer, which is no small task. And he actually did the app where you get the line bikes and scooters. They're everywhere in St. Louis right now. And St. Louis is actually not 100% open, and Texas is. I have opinions on that. Texas is 100% open. St. Louis is not. And so there's a lot of things that are still closed. And he very quickly learned the art of that scooter, which was super helpful because it was late. I didn't want to be walking through St. Louis on foot, long distance from where he has to park that trailer to the hotel. Got back to the room. So thrilled he got back. I had a shot. We were done. It was a light knuckle trip the whole time. We left here about 7:30, and we had 4 cars behind us. We were a caravan. So in the van, it was me and Alan, and Ivan and Leslie. Leslie, who came to the booth, you saw Ivan, the big bald guy who was helping sell, and Leslie does the necklaces and the hats that you see. And she's also on our website. So, our TV. And then we had 4 cars behind us. Stan and his wife and his business partner Amber, who you saw here at Monster Camp. Says Monster Camp 5 to August. I can't believe I remember that. And she's also a cute pinup girl that you guys saw who is here sculpting this summer. And our still walkers, we had 2 new still walkers with us who are young actors from Dark Hour. They are engaged. That's Josh and Megan. And they came as well. And then Rue and his girlfriend were there, Bud. And they drove as well. So we had everything stopped. We all stopped together, run to the bathroom, gas up the cars, get what you need, and then hustle back. And it's a lot of fun because we all keep in touch as we drive. And as we were driving, I think we were about 30 minutes away from St. Louis. And sun was about to go down, and it finally stopped raining. And it was amazing because the sun hitting with the way it did, we had a double rainbow that was really cool. So we're like, oh, that's really good sun. And very beautiful. And kind of that little lift that we needed. That was a hard trip. The trip home was actually not quite as bad because whatever it was that detoured us, the trip there didn't happen. It's a straight shot. Very helpful with that trip. And then we got home about 6:30 in the morning. And we fell over. We absolutely fell over. Still falling over, but it's definitely not good. So it was a heck of a drive. Again, like I said, the road to Transworld, we're so used to it now, we don't think anything of a 12-hour drive. The road to what used to be MHC in Columbus, that was that 30 years ago. It was a 23 to 24-hour straight shot.
That was rough.
That was hard. I don't know what we were thinking. Why we do that?
We're fools.
We are fools. That was nuts. I can look at that right now. So we will be there at the walking, fly. We got Stacy and her husband Tony, and Leslie and her boyfriend Ivan are going to drive the Dark Hour van, and they're going to pull the that's fun. They're going to take all the things from the booth. We'll get there.
Stacy's already dubbed them Teen Chopkins.
So that'll be something. We might get some road trip. That was the basics. Any clothes?
I got him some clothes.
Yay.
I'm not going to do his facial airbrushing.
Okay, resurrected. Yes. The answer is yes. First thing I do is I write them down and I transcribe them. Each order has a folder on my desktop. The first thing, it all starts with paper. And I have talked to some of the big hitters, the heavy hitters in the industry, those who get big orders and a lot of business, and I all ask them, is there a software that you use? Is there some kind of computer program that you use? Every single one of them says they start with paper. And so far that's what I'm doing too, but I transcribe it as soon as I can to computer Word documents so that I can get as much detail. Not a fan of this, I'm still looking for a better way. But that right now is what I'm doing. Riley Pittman says, when you first started out your business, how did you gain traction? How did you gain traction? Or get people to look at your product?
I made good products. That's it. You make good stuff. And then people will tell other people. Also, my number one rule of business, don't be a dick. I was nice. I answered people's questions. I helped them.
John C. says we're getting our work. It's been a while since they have to do that. Thank you for waiting for us. How durable is the fiberglass mold? I would assume it would be more than plastic.
It's as durable as fiberglass. Are you familiar with fiberglass, the material? It is exactly that durable. Oh, it's way lighter weight than plastic.
You are out of range of
Well, this one's about to pick up this side, so.
How do you figure out prices for your master cost?
Cost of materials times 5, or I use my day rate. What is my time worth for a whole day of work, 10 hours? And how many of that product could I make in 10 hours? I feel pretty good about that. Guten Auf. So I have a bunch of material. I think this will make fine pants for him.
Jimmy says you change the other sheet paper color to Transworld.
Yes, I did. I did. I want all my Transworld orders in yellow. That should give me a sense of emergency. We're going to build pants onto him. He will slide up off of his base, I know that. I'm going to make 2 tubes. And from those 2 tubes, I will attach them to him. And then I'll make the waisty bit.
Jimmy says it's the same thing, change the colors.
Yeah, it's important. Got to keep some order amidst all of the possible chaos. Now, you could sew this, but I don't need to. Sewing would mean getting out another machine. Now, he does have some beefy little thighs on him, so I might do my other one. My other leg, I'll do a little bigger.
Leslie Corpse says, well, I think as soon as I get the master done, I'll start making my masks and send one off to Apple. Huge help. Nothing I've ever paid me. It's so helpful. Rodney says, I would never pay my first mask without help.
Oh, I'm sure you guys would have figured it out. It just would have sucked the whole time. No, I mean, truly. What you guys ought to do now is help others who need it.
Better. Now, all this is just eyeball, guys. I'm not measuring anything. These are going to be clothes that a monster is wearing.
And you never have to go around it.
He doesn't have to move. You're absolutely right. I also know this fabric's a little stretchy. So that's another advantage that I have. We'll put these on like chaps. Then we will put these guys on like chaps. And then I'll be able to just build a little waist for these pants.
Oh, that's awesome.
Who knew? I didn't know that rod went all the way up like that.
That's very cool.
They spent way more money than they needed to making this.
That's a great set. Wow. Okay. Will do.
I could turn this inside out and hide the seam, but I don't know that he would do that. I was not expecting all thread to go all the way up into it.
That's the first set. I think we all are dead to Alan. It's so brilliant. Figuring this stuff out. Figuring this stuff out. And now he would say he's not that smart, but I think
I get by. All right, so this piece.
Macho, Alan, does it matter what shoes you have on? Your stilts. What works best?
Yeah, you want a shoe that grabs your foot pretty firmly. You know, you want a shoe that grabs you firmly. And then, other than that, you don't want any weird sole shapes. Like some shoes will go down, they flare out towards the bottom. That's not going to allow you to grab very well in the cup of the where it grabs the back of your foot. I don't like work boots. I like sneakers. I even like a nice, if a deck shoe has some attachment points on it, I like that. I don't want a lot of shoe. I don't want a lot of boot. Okay. Now he's wearing pants of inappropriateness +4.
Ronnie said, I hope you get out to Starbucks.
Well, I hope you get out too. I think I'm going to leave them kind of like that. But that's a little, yeah, that's fine. That's why he's so cranky all the time. His pants are too tight.
People who you bought this from have a website.
I hope they do. But I don't know what it is right now. Maybe I can find it. Ask me on the page. Ask me on the Creepers page, Sophie's Live Creepers page on Facebook.
How are other companies able to sell products for such cheap prices?
Well, I hate to say this, but you'll notice a lot of companies don't stay in business long, and that's because they're too cheap. They're not accounting for all of their costs. They're like, well, if I charge that much, people won't buy it. If you don't charge that much, you won't be in business very long. I hate to say that, but you kind of have to. This is a thrift store find from many years ago that I just loved. Like a mesh shirt, but it looks very warpy, fishy, happy.
Did you buy this from that Transworld?
I bought the body form from Transworld, yes. I made him into a monster today.
Henry Hayne, Dylan, you still considering to make a grotesque gargoyle statue before Halloween?
Yes, it's on my list.
Our view says that almost looks like farm.
Yeah, it almost has a chainmail feel to it. It has like a fishnet feel. It has a chainmail feel. It makes him look poor as well as, it looks very handmade also, which I love. Not a lot of folks out there making clothes for red caps. They got to do all their own sock darning. You should always have a collection of belts.
Good night, custom corpses.
Just keep some belts around. But when something needs it, you got it.
Catswift says you can make good money. Oh, she's talking to yeah, she's talking to
I'm a sucker for a hood and mantle. I like a good hood and mantle on my critters. Just grabbing some boobobs out of a drawer here. What?
the says ALEXA, play sharp dress me.
Yeah. But it's it's important to have this kind of stuff around to fill these out. I've got a chicken foot I'll put on him here somewhere. I think that's important to what to him as a person.
Stay barefoot.
Yeah, I actually have boots for him already, and they are at the show because the Red Cap has iron boots. And there was an Iron Giant toy that came out several years ago, and that Iron Giant toy was iron boots that made like the clomping sound when you walked. So this chicken foot is going to go on his belt. There we go. And have a necklace that I could put on him. That might be nice. With a some kind of a sphere here. Have a little piece of wire to wire that on.
The resurrected costume says the chicken with the speaker.
It's what?
The chicken with the speaker.
Yeah. One of those Mongolian death chickens you hear so much about. Yeah, I've already got his hat already. His hat is ready to go. So now see, I've got this little wicker ball. That'll be nice on this necklace, holding closed.
Yeah, it says bits and bobs is only the finishing touches. Remains what we planned for later. Ryland Shaw says, I have this beautiful idea for a haunt for those that are done before. But I have no idea how to execute it. I kind of want it to be about chess.
Okay. Well, write it all out. Like, formulate your plan. Figure out what goes in what room. And, that's your first step. Write out your design. Honey?
Yeah.
Has Ryland Chow ever ordered anything from us? Ryland, have you ever ordered anything from us? Do I have your address? Can you send me your address? I'll send you something to make your life a little easier. This is Satin Espresso. Had a very gold chain I put on him. I don't want that. I'm going to get that. All this.
Ryland has not purchased anything from us.
Okay, so I don't have your address, Ryland.
Richard Clark, Alan, I set up your class last weekend about the 6 classic sets of Transworld. I enjoyed it tremendously.
Thank you.
With regard to the whiteout with what type, wattage, and location of the light works best.
Honestly, you want to put as bright a light in there as possible. I like an LED flat panel light. You put that in there because you fill it with fog, it's going to be wonderful. I don't know what you guys think, but I think the last cap on a red cap, the last touch on a red cap is going to be some blood. So let's blood the snot out of them. So Kip Folly from Kip is from Pale Knight Studios. He said, apparently people watch your videos. A lot of people came to him to get permablood after I did a video on it right before the show. Video that I edited from my hotel room. So if you have an idea about a haunted house, here's kind of my formula, all right? A haunted house, a theme requires three things: a setting, a situation, and characters. You have to have all of those for your haunted house theme. A school cannot be a theme for a haunted house because schools are boring. You know, there's schools all over. They're not haunted houses. That's not a theme. A school is the setting. What's the situation? What are the characters? That is what's going to help make that haunt. I think that this blood is going to be all over up here. I think it has seeped down from his hat when he put it on fresh. You know? Oh, my phone just died. I was going to move my phone, but it's dead now.
We're at almost 2:30.
All right,
Talking to him about that.
almost done. I think that he would wipe his hands off. I always wipe my hands off down by my pockets, so that's where I'm going to put a lot of blood here. That's where he would take his hands off at after he's done dipping his hat. Supernatural. I know they've been in that show. They've been a lot of the books that I read have red caps in them.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, sir. I'm going to go for a little more perma blood.
Jordan Bunce just sent us a email about long finger blood you guys talked about.
Yes.
Well,
That's your email, Jordan. Thank you.
you took the paper up and looked at it.
There you go.
Can't believe how fast.
And I think he eats people, right?
Right.
So this is definitely going to be all bloody. I'm also going to use this as like a binder now too.
Good night, Christina. Got you, Rylan.
Good night, everybody who's leaving. Hey, honey, can we send Rylan a design DVD?
Oh. Say that now.
Well, Wow, that's.
What? Macho, got your order. Thank you.
Did he just order something?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, remember his cut off finger? Well, that too.
Oh, poor guy. Hey, Ike, we got your order. Do you want to pick it up at Monster Camp, or do you want us to send it your way? Let me know. Got you, Ryan?
I get a blue paper towel up.
Sure, too.
Okay, so that is that. I didn't really bother hiding the connection of his fingers very well. I'm going to do a little bit of something on there, make it look like he has some fingerless. Yeah, I'll just do some wraps. But I'll use the wrap right across that area, and that'll hide that joint. I also think these are kind of believable on them. If you used to lock a brax all the time, that'd be a little hard on his wrists. So it's blood so deep because. And now that kind of hides that finger joint that I didn't like.
Good night, Rodney.
We'll cut another real quick.
Ron says it's the best thing.
He is a messy eater. You are correct.
We're at 2:34.
Your face is at 10:34.
Okay.
I hear, White, that genius takes time. However, I'm also very fast, so I don't know what that says about me. But this boy done.
That's crazy, guys.
2 hours. 2 hours to go from.
That was crazy fast.
This is a red cap. He has iron boots that are already at the show, and his red cap hat is already at the show.
Where's his cap?
It's already at the Monster Museum. I've already got it there.
Rylan says, what an awesome transformation. If you get a shot of it tomorrow, you
Yeah.
have to complete and post it.
Yeah, I'll take a shot from the Monster Museum. I'll post it to the Creepers page.
It says awesome work.
Thank you. All right, everybody. We are going to head out. Wife, give them a wave. Wave to Ozbot. They can see the kitty.
You don't see my kitty.
They don't care about the kitty.
They do care about the kitty.
They don't
I've got
care
a
about the
different
kitty.
I started with Doyle and now I've got Jenkins. You see kitty?
They see a black pile of something.
Nobody sees it. I have a kitty here. And we say goodnight. It's great to see you guys. Thank you so much for being so patient. I know we've been gone
Yes.
for a bit. It's really great to be back.
You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me while I got to make stuff. And why don't you go make stuff?